I wonder what we could have for today. I wonder what is it today? What game comes out? Oh, could it be? Da-da-da! Yes, that's right. Welcome to 3 Times a Gamer. Today we're going to unbox the Nintendo Switch as well as some of the games. Okay, so this is our first ever unboxing video. I'm sure many of you have already seen videos online. Many people have already had the Switch for a week or so now. You know, there's a lot of big channels out there that do lots of Nintendo footage that have had theirs for quite a while. But most people out there have got the neon colour. I have to say it does look very nice. What I've seen online, the blue and red is a nice combination. However, myself, I still just, when they're on the Switch, I think it looks nice being all uniform. So I've gone for the standard all over grey. So if I show you the box, you see it's quite a small box actually, and it's nice and light. Not that that really matters unless you're walking back from a store, I suppose. So let's open this up and have a look inside. I have to say I'm quite excited for this. It's been a while since I've had a Nintendo product. The Wii was the last one I had. I didn't bother with the Wii U. Used to have a DS, but didn't get a 3DS. So yes, it's good to be back into Nintendo. Hopefully, we see what it's. See if it deserves the praise it's getting from some out there. I'm sure Zelda will be amazing either way. But let's have a look inside. Oh, it's been a while since I had a new console. So inside, shows you how to set up. So basics. You can put the charger straight into the console itself rather than the dock, so you can take that around with you, which is good. So just a start, hold button to detach, and it shows a little icon here to show you how to do it, and you've also got a support website. Press power button to enter or exit sleep mode. So basic information. Wow. It's yeah, that when you see it online, you can see it's small, but when you open the box, yes, it is. It is small, which is good. Nice and portable, hopefully. So let's have a look. So the first thing that strikes me is it's laid out very nice and presentable when you open the box. Showing it off straight away. Hoping that's not. No, it's just dust. Let's start with the console itself, shall we? The first things first, it actually feels reasonably weighty. It's not heavy, but it feels solid. It doesn't feel cheap and plasticky like it's some kind of child's toy. So that's good. Let's open up the packet. Fortunately, dust's already on the screen. I don't think it has any sort of screen protector on it, which would be nice, so you could take it off and have a completely dust-free screen when you first start using it, but hey ho. Oh, there's a reflection there. Not what you want to see. So, let's just, before we get going, let's just compare this in size to my phone. So I have a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Let's take the case off because I've had a little bit of bulk. So, the screen of the Switch, I would say, is about the size of the phone. I don't know if you can really see there. So that's the size difference. So let's say my actual phone is about the size of the whole screen of the Switch, so it's definitely larger than that as a whole thing. And certainly in terms of thickness, I don't know if you can really tell. Yeah, you can see sort of. It's probably almost twice as thick as this phone, but it doesn't seem overly thick. And obviously, it's got household processors, so it makes sense. Yeah, it's from what I've seen, getting home console graphics, hopefully performance on a handheld is no small task. So let's put that to one side for the moment. And let's take out the Joy-Cons. Yes. No longer just a controller, it's a Joy-Con. So let's look at the left one first. Pick up the right one. Bit of dust from the box. Come on. So there you have it. Do it that way. Back to the front, but yes, you get the idea. So, well, firstly, they feel more solid than they look, I would say. The actual materials feel nice. Button clicks, they're not solid like you'd expect from like an Xbox 360, Xbox One controller, for example. But they feel alright. It's been a while since I've held a DS, to be honest, but from what I remember, it's kind of comparable to that. Analogs feel okay. They feel, again, obviously not as good as a larger controller, but they're not really designed for that. They're designed to be able to play the system comfortably, but if you want to play it, I suppose, really well, you need the Pro controller. Yeah, until I actually get around to playing, it's hard to say. They are a little bit cramped, I would say, but I think I'll be able to get on with them. We'll see, and we'll see how they play when they're on that system. But yeah, in terms of materials, they feel nice, so that's good. They don't feel like they're really cheaped out. Although obviously there are the reports of Bluetooth dropping out, becoming unresponsive if things are too close, so that's a bit of a concern, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's either just something they can patch, or it's a faulty Joy-Con system that they can just replace. Those people send out a replacement option, so let's see how that goes really. So we remove the first layer and see what's underneath. So first things first, manual with important information. So it shows you how to set up. So as you can see under the Switch itself, you do have the kickstand. There we go. So it clicks into place. As you can see there, and underneath is where the micro SD card is held. And does it stand up, or see that right, and it would just fall over like a pancake? That's solid. There's no way that would... it would obviously topple over if you hit it on the back corner, but why would you be doing that? You wouldn't. So, warning about seizures and the standard kind of console and game warnings. Yes, we'll look at that later. I think it's not really necessary for you guys to know unless you're actually using one. So, what cables do we have? So we have standard HDMI, and we have the power brick, which, look at that. I know it's not the most exciting thing, but so it's USB-C, so that charges while in dock mode and while portable. So there's two different outputs on there, which is interesting because thinking about portable power blocks. So you've got 5 volts, 1.5 amps, and a 15 volts to 2.6 amps. My thinking is if it's off, it's only going to need a smaller draw of power, and if it's on, obviously it's going to be still taking power down, so it's going to need a stronger power. So I think for people playing the console on the move, if you want it charging, you're going to need a hefty power block, I think. I can't be sure until we see people using them, but that's my feeling. Next up, we have one of the Joy-Con strap accessories. So, these, therefore, if really for motion control games, I expect more than anything because you don't want them flying out your hands. So they should. And actually, that's quite. It's funny how just a click can be really satisfying, but it is. And yeah, actually, because you can use these as well, as I'm sure you know, you can for some games use these as their own controller, so you can play 2-player with just one set of Joy-Cons. There's a little bit of bounce to the top buttons, but it does actually feel quite nice, I have to say. you have a lock on there as well so it doesn't fall off, and of course you've got the strap, drawstring strap, so you can be moving around with it, punching around, and you're not going to drop it. So I'm glad they included these, to be honest. I mean, yes, they're only cheap to buy a set of them, but I think it's good they did it as a standard, because I don't know how many people would have actually bought them, but I think it's a nice thing to have to make them a little larger for your multiplayer experiences. I'm pretty sure I've unlocked it. Yet. Bit difficult to get off, I'd say. Maybe it's just first usage. I put it on the right way, didn't I? Yeah, because that's back to front. I thought it just takes a bit of practice, to be honest. Anyway, so yes, that's that. And then you've got another one too. Let's put these packaging over there. So, are they actually identical? Yeah, okay, so these are identical straps. They go on. Yeah, so it depends which one you want to put it on. You have to make sure they've got the correct Joy-Con because they're interchangeable. And you know, these themselves actually feel very solidly made. You know, they're metal inside. You've also got access to the, if you can see on the camera, yeah, you can see they've got access to the light to show you which controller you're using, which player you are. Just like there. And actually, yeah, already using these like that, it feels nowhere near as nice as with those. So definitely recommend using those by the feel so far. So what do we have next? Oh, of course, almost forgot this was in there actually. This is the Joy-Con grip, so that when you're playing a traditional game and you don't want to be holding them in separate hands like that, you can put them into the grip and allow you to play a more traditional controller. First of all, it does feel quite solid actually. That's interesting. They've got a little hook there, so I guess you can put a strap on it so you don't drop it again. Yeah, it's more solid than I expected. Let's have a look, see, and slide them in. That satisfying click sound. Okay, so it makes it, as I say, it makes it into a more traditional controller. Yeah, I think it could take a little bit of getting used to be honest, because it feels quite strange. I mean, it feels nice in some senses because it's got enough weight to it to feel like a controller, and you can access all your buttons nice and easy. But you've got this weird flat bottom to it, and your palm feel a bit strange there. I think it would take a little bit to get used to, but I would think you'd be able to do it still. So let's see how easy it is to get off now. That's easier than the rails on the straps anyway, so that's nice and easy. So I guess it's just those are a little bit harder because there's less room to grip your fingers on. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. And then I think lastly is the dock, so you can actually play it on the TV. So a bit of extra packing on this one. And there we go, let's just put the box to one side. So there you have it. You've got small box, nice double colour scheme going on there, so it's all matte with a little bit of a slightly shinier matte Nintendo Switch logo. So that just pulls down and gives you access to your USB, AC adapter, as well as HDMI out. A nice little cable tidy, so that's a nice little feature. and more USBs on the side, so I guess for charging and things like that. Yeah, wow, it's certainly very small. It doesn't take up a lot of space, so that's good if you're worried in that respect. So it should. Wow. Providing I've done it correctly, it does dock nice and easy. It's not something you have to fiddle about trying to line it up correctly, so that's cool. Now, will this work how they show on the adverts? Can you just put it on and put it off? Let's see, it might take some practice. That doesn't quite work. Yeah, that's yeah, so far so good, I would say. It depends obviously how it stands up on the games, which is obviously the more important thing rather than the looks and all that kind of stuff. So you put your cards in there, obviously your game cards go in the top there. Interestingly, I've got a little rubber, it's like the sort of rubbery plastic that bends back rather than a hinge mechanism. I think I would prefer the hinge mechanism, but it's not, it's not into the world, is it? And you've also got access to headphones. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't support Bluetooth headphones, which is a shame, but not end of the world. Now, in your hand, as in terms of handheld mode, you can definitely feel the weight to it. I wouldn't say it's overly heavy, but it is quite wide, which does feel kind of strange. I'm sure if you're used to the Wii U, you'll have absolutely no problem. However, it's been a while since I've used a handheld gaming device of any kind other than on a phone, which obviously phones aren't that great for anything complex because using a touchscreen to control everything is a bit of an annoyance. However, we'll see how I get on after a little bit of usage. I'm sure it's just going to be a matter of adjusting to a wider hand stance. It feels quality in your hand. That's the main thing. That's the main takeaway from just holding it right now, is it feels a nice product. Whether or not I can get used to playing it like this is another thing, but in terms of just pure build quality, it does feel a very nice product. That's the Nintendo Switch. I think you get the idea, but I think it's included in the box. So yeah, we're going to be back soon with some more videos, unboxing some games, some amiibos, and show the system in action. So thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe, and of course join us back with some more Nintendo Switch videos very, very, very soon. Thanks guys, see you later.